The Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM, was ablaze with excitement as it hosts the official launch of Professor Dr. David John Francis' latest book titled Governing a Poor Country: Perspective from the former Chief Minister of Sierra Leone. The event brought together students, academics, and members of the public, all eager to engage with the insight shared by the esteemed author. In his inspiring speech, Professor Dr. David John Francis provided a summary of his book, emphasizing the critical challenges and opportunities faced by developing nations. He encouraged attendees to dive into the text, highlighting its relevance not only for academics but also for policymakers and the general public.
So even as you applaud, I'm sure you're wondering, what is this book about? Simply, this book is about governance in a poor and underdeveloped country. But it has important lessons, and this is the point. It has important lessons for other parts of the world, in particular Africa and other developing countries. To put it simply, the central focus of this book is about three important things. First, this book raises the fundamental governance question, and that is, why is Sierra Leone so fantastically rich but spectacularly poor and badly managed for decades, and decades? That's one of the first priorities of this book. That's what this book has engaged. The second, this book provides an insight and understanding of how to run and manage a country. So in effect, I'm drawing from my own practical experience, having served in a unique and distinguished role as Chief Minister. What I know for certain as a Sierra Leonean, as an academic, as a policy practitioner, as a statesman, as a public figure, is that most of the people in Sierra Leone, and in fact some of the aspiring flag bearers, they have no idea as to how difficult, how complex, how challenging it is to run and manage a country. So this is the first academic and policy relevant book in the history of Sierra Leone that specifically describes and talks about how to run and manage a country. The third focus of this book is that this book documents my stewardship as the second Chief Minister in the history of Sierra Leone, but as the first Chief Minister in the Republic of Sierra Leone. That's a subtle distinction. So this book provides a first-hand practical experience of the achievements and successes of serving in this role as Chief Minister, as a unique governance infrastructure or architecture that has been put together by President Bio in the New Direction government. It doesn't only document the achievements and successes, but as well as the challenges and problems.
Renowned academic professor Joedi Ali revealed the book during the launch, commending Professor Dr. David John Francis for his brilliant work and astute analysis of the complexities of governance in Sierra Leone. He described the book as a vital contribution to the discourse on public administration and development.
This book, as the author himself has said, is more than just a political account. It is a thoughtful reflection from someone who served at the very heart of government and experienced firsthand the realities of leading a country facing both great opportunities and serious challenges. A country with great opportunities, but with serious challenges. Professor Francis served as Chief Minister of Sierra Leone, a role that placed him at the heart of national decision-making. From that position, he faced the daily demands of leadership, the pressures of public expectations, and the complexities of implementing national policies. Through this book, he encourages readers to look beyond political debates and understand what governance truly entails. The book is organized into 6 chapters, as the flyer indicates, each building on the other to present a clearer picture of governance in Sierra Leone. The first chapter establishes the setting and highlights a compelling point. According to the author, Sierra Leone should not be a poor country. The nation is endowed with natural resources, fertile land, and a resilient population. Nevertheless, despite these assets, poverty remains a major challenge. Professor Francis uses this opening chapter to examine the nature of domestic politics and how political competition, governance weaknesses, and institutional limitations have impacted the country's development. This chapter prompts readers to consider why a nation with so much potential still faces difficulties in converting its resources into prosperity for its people.
Prominent figures from the government also attended the event, including the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Honorable Rado Swage, and the Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Honorable Umaro Napoleon Koroma. Both officials expressed their admiration for Professor Dr. David John Francis' insight and the importance of his work in addressing the challenges faced by the nation. The event also featured an interactive question and answer session where students and attendees had the opportunity to engage directly with Professor Dr. David John Francis. The lively discussion underscored the community's interest in governance issues and the relevance of academic research in shaping policies. The launch of Governing a Poor Country marks a significant milestone in the academic landscape of Sierra Leone, encouraging a deeper understanding of governance in the context of poverty and development. Attendees left the event inspired and motivated to explore the themes discussed in the book, eager to contribute to the dialogue on how to govern effectively in challenging environment. For Star TV News in Freetown, George Elliott Sam reporting.